Good day, everyone. So before we will start our new topic, we have to review first your last topic, which is your complements of numbers. So again, for your complements of numbers, there are two types for the base R system. You have your radix complement, which is your R's complement, and your diminished radix complement, which is your R minus 1's complement. So each complement have their own formula for you to compute the complements of your base R system. So for your diminished, you have your R raised to the power of n minus 1 minus n. Then to get your radix complement, so your diminished radix result will be added by 1. Added by 1. So again, don't forget the formula for you to be able to use that formula for your next topic. So our topic for today, is the subtraction with complements. So when you say subtraction, it is more on your minuend minus your subtrahend, or your 10 minus 2. So they are all subtraction of numbers. So the direct method of your subtraction, which is taught in elementary school, uses a borrow concept. So when can you say that you want to borrow a number in subtraction? So if your minuend digit is smaller than your subtrahend digit. So example, you have your 112 and it can be subtracted by 9. So again, your 112 will serve as your minuend, and your 9 is your subtrahend. So how will you use the method borrow concept in subtraction of numbers with this given value? So again, for the subtraction of complements, you have to borrow, or the borrow concept of your subtraction, you have to borrow 1 from your higher significant position when your minuend digit is smaller than your subtrahend digit. So example for this one is 112 subtracted by 9. You can see your minuend 2 is smaller than your subtrahend 9. So that's why you have to apply the borrow concept, which is you have to borrow 1 from your significant position, highest significant position. So sa normal lang nga subtraction, mag-borrow kag 1 diri sa imuhang left side, then you will change that to 0. And then your 2 will serve as your 12. So pwede na siya i-deduct kay mas dako man ang 12 sa 9. So that is the concept for your subtraction of numbers in elementary schools. So what's the difference between the subtraction of numbers and your subtraction with complements? So for subtraction with complements, so there are steps. Steps in subtraction of complements. You have your 3 steps. So 3 steps na siya. When you want to use the complements of numbers. So the first one is you have to add the minuend m to the R's complement of subtrahend. So instead nga i-minus ang imong m sa imong n, so for your subtraction of complements, i-add siya, but instead of n, it will be your r's complement of n. So after that, you have to compare if your m is greater than or equal your n. So if your m is greater than your n, or it is equal to your n, so you have to use this process. Again, you have to use this process. You have to produce an n carry r raised to the power of n, which can be discarded. So when you say discarded, i-minus na siya. So what is left is the result for your m minus n. So whatever left will be your result for m minus n. So stop na taanan niya. How about if your m is less than your n? So mas gamay ang imuhang m kaysa sa imuhang n. So you will not use the number 2. Okay, kanang number 2 nga step is if your m is greater or equal to your n. Since your m is less than to your n man ta, so you have to use this formula or this process. So for this process, the sum does not produce an n carry. So you will not produce an n carry with this one. Then your result will be your r raised to the power of n minus m, and then it will be complemented. So your result will be complemented into the r's complement. So to obtain your answer in the familiar form, you have to get the r's complement of your sum and place a negative sign in the front of your result. So we will have an example for you to understand more the steps in subtraction with complements. So this example is by using tens complement. So you have to subtract your 72,532 with 32,050. 3,250. So the question is, asa ana ang m that will serve as your m and your n? So your m will be this menuend. Can you see? This will serve as your m and this will serve as your n. See? So again, that will be 2 for your steps. So you have to add your m with your r's complement of n. This will be your m, 72,532, and your r's complement of your n. I said 96750. So you will be using your r raised to the power of n minus 1 minus your n plus 1. Kaya diba ang r's complement is your radix complement man. So you have to get the r's complement man of your n. So your r will be 10. Yeah, it will be raised to the power of pila. Ang digits 5. Yeah, minus 1. Your n, kani siya, n will be this one. Kaning 3250, which is your n. Then you will add it by 1, so the result will be 96,750. So if you're going to add your m and your r's complement of n, so the result will be 169,282. So you have your result already. So the next step is you have to determine if your m is greater than or equal to your n, or Is it less than to your n? So with this example, so it complies that your m is greater than your n. Diba kung i-check nimo, so your 72,532 is greater than your 3,250. Since greater man siya, so we have to use the second step. The second step is you will have to produce an n carry r raised to power n, which can be discarded, and what is left is the result for your m. So again, your m is greater than or equals to your n. Kani siya, mas dako ni siya kaysa sa 3,250t. So 3,250. So you will use the second step. You have to produce an n carry and then discard the n carry. So mao ni siya. You have to discard your n carry, which is 10 raised to the power of 5. Equivalent niya is kani siya. I-discard man siya, so you have to minus. The sum will be deducted by the discard n carry of 10 raised to the power of 5. So your result will be this one. So mauna na siya imong answer. So the occurrence of the n carry signifies that your m is greater than or equals to your n. So, kung naagani siyang discard n carry, so meaning your m is greater than or equal to your n. And the result should be positive. So positive siya. Both numbers should have the same digits. So we will write n as 03250. So kani siya kay you have your 72532 man. So you're going to write, since it's 5 digits man, and then your 3250 is 4 digits man, so magbutang kag 0 sa una, then your 3250. So this will be the complements of your numbers 72,532 subtracted by 3,250. Next example, we will have our next example. So this example is a complement by using the third process. Why? As you can see, your m will be the 3,250 and your n will serve as your 72,532. Ano na siya ha? Nabali siya. So if you're going to check, your m will be less than your n. Mas gamay siya sa imuhang n. So again, the steps, atong i-recall ang steps ha. For your steps, if your n kuno is less than your n, so you will not produce an n carry. So dili ka magamit atong second step. Instead, you have to get the sum, and the sum will be converted into the r's complement, and you have to place a number sign in the front of your result. So with this example, mas gamay ang imong m. Mas gamay ang imong m kaysa imong n. So we will use the third process. First is there will be no discard of n carry. So all you have to do is to add lang your m with the tens complement of your n. So the tens complement of your 72,532 532 will be 27,468. So how to get this result? By using r raised to the power of n minus 1 minus n plus 1. Kay radix man. You have to get the radix complement man. So if you're going to add this one, so the result will be 30,708. So again, for your third step, since there is no end carry, all you have to do is you have to convert your answer into tens complement. So kani siya dili pa gid ni siya mao ang result. You have to get the tens complement of your 30718. So the tens complement of your 30718 is 69,282. So note that since your 3,250 is less than your 72,532, so the result should be in negative sign. So mag-add ka og negative sign. That's why your answer is negative 69287. So in subtracting with complements, we recognize the negative answer from the absence of end carry and the complement result. So ang kanisyang answer is same with your answer atong usa. Katong gibali siya ba? But the only difference is kanisya naka-negative sign, ang katong usa is positive sign. No, so another example is by using binary numbers. So for your octal and hexadecimal, it will be the same with the tens complement. So, tens complement. Don't forget the end carry and the negative sign for your negative. Now the next example is by using binary numbers. Binary numbers. So there are two given binary numbers. You have your x and your y. So your x will be 10, 10, 1, 0, 0. Your y is 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1. So again, you have to perform the subtraction of x minus y. A is x minus y and your y minus x. So by using tos complementa. So we will start with letter A. Letter A. So you have to get the subtraction of x minus y using tos complement. So again, the subtraction of complements, you have to add your x and the r's complement of your y. So you know already how to get the r's complement of your binary numbers. The diminished radix result plus 1. So your x will be 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. And your r's complement of y is 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1. So if you have to get the two's complement of y, so the result will be 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1. So again, you have to add. So if you're going to add binary, since kay bao naman sa pag-add sa binary, it should be 0 plus 1 is 1, 0 plus 0 is 0, 1 plus 1 is 0, carry 1. 1 plus 1, 0, carry 1. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 1, carry 1. Then 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 0, carry 1. Now, 1 plus 1 is 0. Carry 1. So, bring down 1. So, the result will be this one. So, if you're going to check, so na-add na to. The next step is you have to check if your x is greater than your y and your y is greater than your x. So, how can you determine for the binary numbers kung greater ba ang imong x or less than ba ang imong x sa imong y? So, as you can see, the value is 1. If you're going to compare, the first digit is 1. So, same rasia with your y, which is 1. And next is 0. Same rasad sila. And next, the third one is your x is 1 and then your y is 0. So, asa may dako? Ang 1 or ang 0? Diba ang 1? So, therefore, we conclude that your x is greater than your y. So, what's the process if your x or your minuend is greater than your subtrahend? You have to produce an end carry. So again, in producing your end carry, you have to use the r raised to the power of n. So since your r is 2 and your digits is pila ni 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you have your 7 digit. If you're going to get the value of your 2 raised to the power of 7, so it should be 1 to 8. 1 to 8. Pero as you can see, you will be using binary numbers man. So you have to convert your 1 to 8 into binary numbers. So there are other calculator that can convert diretso sa imong decimal value to binary numbers. So you have to check lang, or you can also check by using the exponential value. So since your exponent is 7, so it will be 2 raised to the power of 0, 2 raised to the power of 1, 2 raised to the power of 2, 3, power of 4, 5, power of 6, and power of 7. So each power have each value. So if you have your 2 raised to the power of 0, any exponent raised by power of 0 is 1. Diba? Next is you have your 2. Next is 4. Next is 8. Then kani siya 16, 32, 64, and then 1 to 8. So the last part is 1 to 8. If you're going to get the value for this one in binary number, so ang kanirang 1 to 8 ang naka-on. So kanirang 1 to 8 ang naka-on. 1 is siya. Naka-on. So the rest is 0 na siya. So if you're going to count, mauna na siya ang value, this one. Or if you want to check lang using calculator, you can check in the calculator kung okay ba na siya. So again, for the second step, if your x is greater than your y, so you have to use the second process. Katong second process. So the second process is you have to discard your end carry. Kani siya. Discard your end carry. So again, when you say discard, so it should be deducted by the end carry. So your sum will be deducted by your end carry. So kung mag-minus na ka, your 1 minus 0 is 1, 0, 0 is 0, 0, 0 is 0, 0, 0 is 0, 1 minus 0 is 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1 minus 0 is 0. So that's why your answer is this one. 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. So that is your answer for the x minus y using 2's complement. Or how about if you're going to get the y minus x? So that will be our next. So again, you have to get the y minus x. So balihon na to ang value niya using your y minus x. So if you're going to check this one, your y siya, your ganiha kay your x is greater than your y. So gibalin man saya. So your y will be less than your x. So we will use the third process. Katong will not produce an end carry. Instead, you have to get the r's complement of your sum. Yeah, you have to put a negative sign. So yun ra ni siya. So for this one, first step is you have to add your m and the r's complement of your n. So kani kay y and x man tong gigamit ani, you have to add your y and the 2's complement of your x. So kay ba naman mo pang kuha sa 2's complement of binary numbers, so mao ni siya. So this one is your 2's complement of x. So and then after that, you have to get the result. Ang imong gi-add nga y and your r's complement of your x. So if this will be your result, you have to get, so again, your y man is less than your x. So there will be no end carry. Walay buhaton nga end carry. All you have to do is you have to get the 2's complement of your sum. After that, inigkuha sa imong 2's complement, you have to put a negative number. So, as you can see, your result is just the same with the before nga result, but the only difference is naka-negative sign lang imong usa. So, that's all.